Prologue. Back at the Verbo, Luna wakes up to crickets. She puts on a t-shirt and jeans. It is 11:27 a.m. on December 30th, 2024. Today is her birthday. She walks out of the bedroom to nothing. No noise or rustling at all. Blink hops behind her as they both go down the stairs into the kitchen. A large breakfast with all of her favorite foods is set out for her to enjoy. But Tut and Cosine are nowhere to be seen. A card is placed on the plate set out for her. Her coffee is in a mug with ice cubes and a straw. She picks up the card and it reads, "A quarter of a century, yet still wise beyond your years. 25 years without the moon would be 25 years without the tides. You are as crucial to us as the moon is to the earth. Your friends, C and T." She begins to cry. Just as a single tear drips off her chin, Cosine bursts into the kitchen playing a fanfare of trumpets.
The birthday girl has risen. All hail Luna Reyes.
Tut walks in after Cosine sits down at the table and begins to play music on his phone speaker. Luna helps herself to a good portion of food for her breakfast and begins to eat, mindfully.
My first instinct is to apologize.
For what, Big Butt?
Well, this trip hasn't really gone the way I wanted it to, and a big part of what's happened this last month or so is my fault. We haven't made anything we actually want to put out, and the whole point of the trip was to make an album. We have absolutely nothing.
Oh, stop. That isn't true.
And I've been a total bitch.
Well, you got me there.
Have I really?
Well, yeah, dude, but that's not you. You aren't a bitch.
I'm not?
Not at all. Look, I'm not good at this kind of stuff, but I'll always be here for you. You just have to let me in, man.
I know.
I'm not going to push you if you don't want my help. That's not my job.
I need your help, Coco.
I know you do, but you actually don't, dude. The only person you need in this life is yourself.
But no, this is important. I'm sorry. I was so consumed by the idea of a relationship and being in one again that I let it get away from me and treated those who care about me harshly. That on top of the pressure I've been putting on myself with this album has been making me really upset, and it's the reason I've been so cold.
Okay.
We didn't start this band to be famous. We didn't even do it for the numbers, the money, or the views.
Right.
I took over the whole thing in my fragile emotional state and forgot the reason we were here.
Luna, why are we in Arizona?
To make a record.
No.
No?
We're here to have fun and make something together. For fun. None of the rest should matter. That's why I'm here, at least.
Right.
Luna, we have 10 listeners on Spotify. We have 50 followers on social media. Realistically, this album isn't going to change our lives. Putting pressure on it to absolutely change your life is a bit disingenuous to yourself, don't you think?
But shouldn't we try? That's the point I was trying to make when we were first flying here.
Absolutely. If you want to try, there's nothing wrong with that. But you can only do so much before it starts to become a chore and not be fun anymore.
I don't think it feels like a chore.
You don't. Yet. The key word there is yet.
But aren't chores a good thing?
Yes, but they're a responsibility too.
Responsibility is good.
Yes, but listen, what do you think your responsibility right now is as it relates to what's happening in your life?
I don't know.
May I offer some perspective and advice?
Sure.
Cosine takes a moment before responding.
Your responsibility right now as it relates to you and your life is to take care of your mind and your body. You have a responsibility to treat the ones around you, friend or not, with respect and dignity.
She tears up.
Do you remember Andrew from college?
Of course I do. Nice guy.
Do you remember how I...
Yes.
She begins to cry.
You have a responsibility to forgive yourself, Luna.
I thought I had.
Luna, you have no responsibility to do what others say and how it relates to how you handle situations. Tut and I have been so worried about you, and to be completely real with you, I figured the whole Andrew situation was bothering you when all the stuff with Tony went down. We simply wanted to confront you so that maybe you would begin to realize the responsibility you have as it relates to the album. You are the executive producer.
I feel so bad for how I handled all of that. Tony, Andrew, and the album so far. What am I supposed to do?
Well, as it relates to Tony and Andrew, that's for you to decide. Even if I try to offer advice, you're going to do what you want to do and what you're comfortable with. You're going to do what you feel is necessary, and that's how it should be.
What about if...
Hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
Your responsibility right now, as it relates to the music, is to be authentic and genuine. Nothing else.
Luna sits silently, waiting.
What else did the canyon teach you?
That I need to forgive myself?
Okay, and?
I need to be more honest with myself?
And?
I should call Andrew?
That I'm not so sure about, but do what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
What I'm trying to get you to say is that you learned that it's not that deep.
Yeah, I realize it's not about me, that I need to let go.
There you go, see?
He shakes her back and forth playfully.
You know what you need to do. The woman obsessed with meditation finally realized it's time to let go.
Stop.
Oh yeah, I have your birthday gifts.
A compartment opens at the side of Cosign's robotic forearm. He unplugs a small device and hands it to Luna.
Oh my god.
The device is an iPod, with a majority of Luna's favorite music uploaded onto it.
This is so cool.
Well, that's not the only thing we have for you.
Tut already gave me his gift.
Do you still have the paper that Tut gave you a while back?
I think so. But I never read it.
Well, go get it.
Luna runs upstairs and sifts through the pile of unwashed clothes that had been growing since she bought her new wardrobe. She hadn't really been doing laundry either since the dip in her mental health.
Got it.
She sits back down at the table and unfolds the paper and begins to read.
Plane tickets? Back to Tampa? Tonight?
Yep, but look where we're going first.
Luna flips the paper to the back.
Boston?
Yep.
But why not just go home?
You need a vacation. A real one. And you deserve one away from music and your job and romance, where the intention is to simply do whatever you want.
Okay, I guess. How long are we in Boston for?
3 days.
And so, before making their trip back home, the band and their pet rabbit make a pit stop in Boston. The 3 days are spent gallivanting around the city, conversating about how to move forward with the album. But not in a professional tone. In a way that almost feels like second nature. Not like it's their job, but like it's something they will get to when the time is right. Luna stands on the porch of their Davis Island apartment and smokes a cigarette. The date is August 20th, 2025. Today is her day off. During the last 8 months, the band returned to some sense of normalcy. They have been quietly working on music for the next record, but still have details to work out. A title, a cover, a set track list, and names for the songs, some songs that don't even have lyrics, and remain as instrumentals. She has been spending a majority of the day trying to come up with new ideas for the album, brainstorming, writing, creating promotional art, looking for ways to promote the music and platform. As of now, the album is 16 songs long, but the way they've been approaching it is more of a what-if album. The trip to Arizona, followed by the detour vacation in Boston, resulted in a new sense of direction for Luna as it relates to the record. The vision she originally had as the executive producer morphed into something new. It was going to be a record that they would have on standby, pour as much of themselves into the record as possible, take their time, and make it as concise as they could while getting some of the music they already had released out on major streaming platforms. Towards the beginning of the year, they released most of their remaining songs from their debut album to streaming. She had talked with some of the old collaborators and some new ones about working on the new record, and was able to secure a few verses. At this point, all she could think about was doing music. She wanted something to jump out at her to show her she was moving in the right direction. She can't see herself working at the job she currently has forever. She had studied religion in college, and took those classes simply because they seemed interesting. She didn't want to be a professor or someone who studied religion long term. Luna has picked up more hours at her job to keep herself more occupied on a regular basis. Her anxiety has more or less subsided, and she's been back to the typical Zen master she's known to be. Her nicotine addiction is really the only lingering element of her dip in mental health, but she's been doing quite well with cutting back, to be honest. With respect to romance, a big part of the trip to Boston involved Luna confiding in Cosign about what happened with Tony and in her previous relationships. The ultimate consensus about what to do next was that she should simply focus on herself, completely. Learn to forgive herself and love herself again. After all, she had everything she needed. In 2025, she'd been on some dates, had a few flings, and crazy nights, but to be completely transparent, she yearns for something more, a healthy yearn. As she finishes the cigarette, Luna checks her phone. Doom scrolling had often been a huge help and source of inspiration contrary to its negative connotation. She likes memes, and posts especially aimed at spreading positive vibes. They give her ideas on the style she wants the band to have, But today, Instagram was just chock full of garbage and nonsense. As she goes to open the dating app she's on for the 20th time today, she gets an email from Apple Music for Artists. She hasn't really been keeping up with the streams for any of the songs in a while. They hadn't really done any promo, so she didn't expect any huge increase. She opens the Apple Music for Artists app to find that the song White Wine has hit over 2,500 streams.
Huh, that's cool.
Earlier in the year, the song had hit over 1,000 streams on Spotify, a considerably big achievement, considering, as previously mentioned, the song had little to no promo associated with it. She checks the Spotify for Artists app. 1,500 streams on Spotify for White Wine.
4,000 plays.
She rushes back inside.
Tut?
She yells.
He's out exercising.
Tut had picked up a new workout regimen. She passed by Cosign's body and hits the shoulder power button. The body sits crisscross applesauce on the floor with wires stretching out the back of its head. Now back in Tampa, Cosign would more often than not opt to stay on the central hub computer than be in. Now back in Tampa, Cosign would more often than not opt to stay on the central hub computer than be in his robot body. The body extends up into an attentive posture. Slowly, it raises up onto 2 feet, a chime over speakers, and with that, Cosign had been re-uploaded to the body to roam freely in the 3rd dimension. On the coat rack near the front door, Cosign grabs his jacket, pants, and mask. The 2 friends sit opposite each other at their kitchen table.
I kind of wish Tut was here, because what I'm about to say really requires his input.
You're acting like you won't get a chance to tell him.
No, I know. I just need someone to talk to about this. It's time to start putting out the record.
Finally!
I'm putting my executive producer hat back on. We need a plan.
You act like Tut and I haven't been waiting for this exact moment. Just need to round out the content.
Good. As soon as Tut gets back, the rollout begins.